So let's get straight into a conversation for tonight. And our focus, once again, is the reappointment of Sanusi as Emir of Kano. And tonight we're speaking with Alhaji Mohammed Walim Bakuri, former Deputy Secretary General, Airlines Operator of Nigeria. Good evening to you, Alhaji. Thank you so much for joining us on Politics Tonight. Welcome to the program.
Good evening. Thank you very much.
All right. So let's begin tonight with your reaction to the court order, asking that... Yes, I can hear you, Alhaji. Can you hear me, sir?
Yeah. I can hear you loud and clear.
All right. So I want us to begin this conversation with your reaction to the court order, asking that the government of Kano State must maintain status quo till the 3rd of June. Also bearing in mind that the governor had given the other 5 emirs 48 hours to vacate all official residences and hand over former emirates' properties to the Commissioner of Local Government. How do you react to this court order?
Well, I think it's in order. It's better for somebody to go to court than allowing the citizen to cause a problem in the station, in Kano State. So I believe that this will help us seriously. I mean, it's good as they went to the court. You understand, to get the court order. So whatever happens, they can meet in court. You understand? I think that it's in order. You are not saying what instead of taking law into their hands.
Right, so how do you also react to the reinstatement of Emir Sanusi?
Well, believe me, the issue is not supposed to be this way, but it has happened. And I believe that Emirate, like all the Emirates in the country, especially in another part of the country, they should try by all means to distance themselves from politicians. Because believe me, if we continue this way, they will only destroy the royal family with this kind of situation. Except if, because thank God that the former Emir and current Emir too, they are all related, they grow up together, we thank God, and I hope they will put their head together to work in the interest of the house, especially Kano Emirate Council. But the danger is only one thing that, cancellation of the previous, those Emirates created by Ganduje at that time, I think is totally wrong. You understand? Because in society today, you need to have what they call, development. That's why Jigawa is a state under Kano, and they create Jigawa, and you can see the development. And go to those Emirate Council now, and you see that there is a lot of development with those areas. I hope you understand. So now, the major problem politically from the side of Bonkosia or the current governor is what will happen 2027. How are they going to convince the other people in that Emirate Council which they are happy with those new Emirates? Do you understand? Because they look for it and they apply for it and they fight for it for decades. So even to the extent that, as we know, that from Kano you can just send somebody anyhow to those Emirate Councils. Now they have got their Emirate, they are used to it. You understand? They are happy with it. So now the government has just started without looking, the consequences. So politically, I think I'm looking at it as a blunder. Do you understand? So it's not good at all. It doesn't speak well about Kano State entirely.
All right, Alhaji. But this court order that came hours after the decision of Governor Abba Yusuf, would you say this is medicine after death?
Well, you see, Nigerians, they get wind of it. You understand? And all the ceremony you see is not, is a government to government issue. So it's not something that they did it outside or invited all the Emir. If you are going to have a celebration, this kind of celebration.
Elijah, are you there?
But now as a situation whereby it's just in-house. So it means they just rush it. Do you understand? They say, okay, let's just do it. There is a court order, but let me just do it quickly. So at least, even if they are going to court, they are going to continue with the case in the court, it will take time. Do you understand? So at the end of the day, as I said, they are all family. So maybe some kind of diplomacy and the discussion will come true, because the previous Emir was given 48 hours, and the 48 hours ended around what time? So by that time, they have already inaugurated the current Emir, and I don't think he even removed his thing from the house. From the palace, sorry.
But Alhaji, let's quickly talk about the Kano State Emirate Council Repeal Bill 2024. That bill was, that was signed into law, emanated from the State House of Assembly. It's not even an executive bill. But there are those who have said that was a bit fast. The bill passed first, second, and third reading in less than 2 days and was signed. Do you agree with those who say, yes, these are lawmakers and they have the constitutional backing to do so, but this is quite dictatorial?
Well, it's true, because the truth of the matter is that it's only court can decide on this issue. Now, you understand? Now, I'm not, but I know, since there is a court injection, whether they receive it or it has been rushed. You understand? To make sure that you quickly do it, and that's it. You understand? But I believe the court has issued and the issue the court order, and I believe they will go back to court, and the court will decide.
But Alhaji, please help us with proper perspective and for it to be clearer and so people can understand. If the governor has power to create more emirates, why can't another governor have the power to reinstate emirs? What exactly do you think is the issue here?
Well, the issue is simple. You have some emirs who get involved with politicians. The issue here is you can stay removed. Nobody, if anybody has any evidence that the man has spoken about politics or get himself involved into politics, he can come with it. But the truth of the matter, he have never. You understand? So the Emir Sanusi, what is going on with the current government, which he participates fully for bringing this particular government into power. So, believe me, it's so disturbed. Seriously. We are looking at Kano as example. We are looking Kano as a part of Sokoto. Everybody is looking into Kano. But now, believe me, anybody who have a title in his head, he feels disappointed. Do you understand? Because we get Kano very, very important, and we get scared, and we get scared about the and the top. You understand?
So
because if you can do just...
Please go on, Alhaji.
So this government is not supposed to use illegality again. You understand? They're supposed to understand the family of the Bayero and the grandfathers and so on and so forth. We know what's happened during Sardona. That's a different issue entirely. How many years? They are not supposed to do this kind of, this rush of thing. You understand?
So there are so many dimensions or so many angles to this matter that is still developing. But help us with this as well. Do these 4 emirs have to have committed an offense before they were dethroned? Because, some people are saying there are no allegations leveled against them. Could you set the record straight on this context?
No, there is no any parade. So it is not coming from offense. You see, that's the way the current governor of Kano, that's how he's approaching things. If we look at shops and so on, so just one day, all this kind of fire brigade approach, I don't understand, believe me. They should have done it more than this way. More than the way they did it. There is nothing wrong if you want to bring an emir, then you bring an emir back. You understand? But in the governor, tomorrow another governor will come. And believe me, if another party comes, they can do the same thing. And that's the end of the Emirate Council.
But in reacting to...
If any governor is coming to do what they to be terrible, seriously. So that's why I follow on the Emirate Council in the country to be very careful with the politicians.
Alaji, in reacting to that court order, Governor Abba Yusuf of Kano State says the judge who ruled to stop the reinstatement of Muhammadu Sanusi II as the Emir of Kano is in the U.S. So if this is true, what do you think is the implication of this? There are some who have said this is an abuse of court process.
Of course, if that's what's happened, it's totally wrong. As I say, I know I'm not the lawyer, you understand. So if that's what's happened, definitely we'll just sit down and just go to America, and he's in America. A judge cannot, I don't think it's very difficult for any judge. It's out. Very difficult at this time. You know, but that's they are thinking. You know, they can bring anything now. You turn it the email, the court. But at the end of the day, whatever happens, we'll see. But it's I look at it as like family affairs. So if they decided to unite themselves as a family, which is going to be good for the people of Kano State, you understand, the Nigeria in general. So, but if they continue with this kind of behavior, I can assure you they will destroy that Emirate Council completely.
All right, let's go back in time because, I mean, according to Governor Yusuf, he said Emir Sanusi was victimized when he was dethroned as the Emir. I'd like you to, I mean, if you can, help us, I mean, explain further on what happened. What led to the dethronement of Emir Sanusi as at that time?
So as we know, there is a lot of problem. Then I remember one what happened when there is Idil Kadir. The governor is about to go to the Idil. Then so this Labida was the one who is the chief imam of the. He led the prayer at that time. So normally, Islamically, you need to wait for the leader to come. You understand? Even if he is late, you have to give him a little time for him to come. But he said that in prayer, you don't wait for anybody. So the governor has to go somewhere to pray because he couldn't meet them. He is going to the mosque and he couldn't make it. You understand? So that's the first thing. Another issue, I think he was invited for one meeting day, he sent his daughter. So from there, so many issues. You understand? So many issues. If we continue counting all this. And it's very unfortunate what's happened. Adobayaro is somebody who is very responsible. What I mean responsible is simple. He's an elderly man. For example, you will never hear their voice in the media talking to the people. Oh, governor is wrong. They will take a phone and call that, okay, I would like to see you. I'm coming to. I will just say, okay, let me come to your house. And they will advise them quietly without any problem. So once Sanusi come, because they are younger people, new generation people who are educated, and they feel that they need to go into the media. So it's not even before that crisis would Ganduje. And people started complaining, what type of area do we have that is talking anyhow in the media? You understand? But remember, he's a radical man. He said when it is, that's miserable.
But what impact, whether positive or negative, did his dethronement have on Kano Emirate?
Well, there is a serious impact, really. It's just like what I said from the beginning, that a lot of people are losing respect. Do you understand? And so, believe me, we are weak, and we really feel disappointed during the whole situation. But we pray God Almighty will bring all of them together to settle all this issue, because it's a very big embarrassment. Tomorrow another governor somewhere can just walk up one day to say, let him do this kind of thing. Do you understand? So,
Alaji, so going by one of the points you raised earlier, because, I mean, as it is, Emir Sanusi has always been vocal on national, political, religious, and several other issues. Are we saying a man as exposed, educated, and experienced as Emir Sanusi should not speak on critical issues as occasion demands?
What I'm saying, today you have the children, they can take their phone and put it in a small chat, because the world is changing very fast. And you need, he's a educated person, no doubt about it. You understand? And the Islam is to, everybody he make a lot of contribution to the economy of the country and the vice government and so on and so on. You understand? The educational background and being smart and, implement a lot of things. Repeated from his room at that time. But the truth of the matter is, you see, when you are under, like now, the governor, very careful with these politician governors. Because if you try to confront them, on issue, you will just, as was happened between him and Ganduja at that time. And no governor will allow those kind of things, because it has happened with his grandfather. His grandfather is like a deputy to Sarana of Sokoto, and there is some issue. So because of those issues, what's happened? The Sarana removed the grandfather. You understand? So, there is people who are radical, because the background of the education and so on and so on. So, Sanusi has come at the time where the era of being, advising Governor quietly and so on and so is gone. Now the late Emir of Kano, I don't know whom I got for you. That's their, the way they handle their society, especially the Emirate Council in Kano. So they have a lot of respect because the way they handle. You never hear their voice outside. You can only see things has changed. So I'm not saying at this time during the social media and so on and so that they should keep quiet. They need to change their attitude. You understand? But there is some issue which I believe and we are supposed to sit with the governor when we want to discuss what. Like this current area which left, the previous area which also they have removed. Normally, nobody can, he respected the current governor. Nobody can say that he brought him to anything. Do you understand? And you can see what he did. I mean, after the announcement, you look at when he realized that they are going to remove him, what did he do? He quickly asked his dad not to put the umbrella to him because he is no more an Emir. You understand? So that's
Alaji, let me get something clear. I mean, because this new bill would revert the state's highest ranking traditional institutions to its former structure of one Emir, as all the offices established under the previous law had been dissolved. So what happens to the 4 Emirs who have been asked to vacate their palaces?
And now they should go back and stay in their own private house, go back to their private business and be on standby so that to see what the next action is going to be. Sanusi, if after the court case, if Sanusi decided to say, okay, I want you people to go and head it, so you select other people to be other district head and so on and so. He should do because they have a large family. You understand? They have a large family, which I believe that he can select whoever he thinks that he can work with.
All right, so with everything that has happened now, do you think that authority that comes with the stool, that reverence that comes with the exalted seat of the Emir, do you think it's still there? Or do you think it may return? Because I asked the question because there are those who have said, can you hold on, Malaji? There are those who have said that may have been relegated following the dethronement and creation of new emirates.
Yeah, it will. If they didn't change their mind and look at it and pass a law. But now they have said they have passed the law. But when the government said, when the court said that Kano State government should not implement what they want to do, when they go to the end of the last court, for example, if court might come out with another issue, you understand? Maybe governor might disobey the court order if they have received it. You know, I think we will not, it is not the last that we hear about this issue. Until the one they concluded with that court injection, whether they will continue or they should not continue with the case, something like that.
All right, let's take another look.
So the emirate has gone now.
All right, thank you for that, Alaji. Let's take a cursory look at powers of state governments to appoint the throne monarchs in Nigeria. I mean, in many parts of Nigeria, traditional rulers are chosen from ruling houses and crowned with such rulers deriving their legitimacy and powers from the traditional council or kingmakers. What changed?
What changed is exactly what's happened now. Because as Governor said, that it's not the Emirate Council now selected Sanusi. But they can say that they selected, but how can the traditional, Emirate Council who are selecting the Emir, now with the current Emir, and they will go and select another one? Do you understand what I'm saying? Remember, what they are saying that they have bring back Sanusi to continue. Do you understand? To continue where he stopped, but not the Emirate Council has selected the people. Do you understand? I selected Sanusi for that. We didn't hear that from their mouth. Do you understand? And you can see 2 days. The National Assembly look at the bills, pass it, and that's the end of it. Then Sanusi should talk. Do you understand? And that's exactly what's happened. So it means there is nothing like a selection.
All right.
The normal process is no more there already.
All right, Alaji, let's stay on this because Nigeria's traditional leaders retain huge influence in many parts of the country. But recent events have made some young people question the role of the monarchy in the 21st century. I mean, there have been several instances of traditional rulers being deposed by state and federal governments. And there are those calling for an amendment in any form to avoid a denigration of... Is this possible?
Yeah, it's possible. The member of the House of Rep who are in that area and the senators can be able to look at it and give them a role to play. You understand? And I believe if they are pushed, all this kind of embarrassment will stop. You understand? So I think that there is a need to adjust it. If I tell you a story of one state, I'm not going to mention the state and the governor. He has a problem with his own Emir at that time, but thank God, let Shehu Idris advise the other Emir that you should just be careful and make sure you obey the government. Third person. 4 years you will go. But if you confront him, he will disgrace you. You have been too patient. And some people, some emirs get themselves involved in the party in the northern Nigeria. And if that party that you are not with and win election, you will be shameful. So, but if the government, the senators from that area can sit down to look at it, to bring out a law and pass it down, give these people a kind of what they deserve. You understand? So I think it's going to be so wonderful. So we won't continue seeing all this kind of thing.
All right. Alhaji, I must say very thank you to you for coming on Politics Tonight. I've been speaking with Alhaji Mohammed Chikor Walim Bakuri, former Deputy Secretary General, Airlines Operator of Nigeria. Thank you so much for your perspective on the reappointment of Sanusi as Emir of Kano by Governor Yusuf. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you so much, Alhaji.
Thank you for having me.